Rocking and rolling. Down to the beach I'm strolling. Ha ha ha. So, I am here. I made it. What's up, Dragon? Pooper Scooper, Meemaw, Mama, Bumblebee, My Mobile Homestead, Carol, Lone Star. Who else? Who else be in the room? Who else be here? Who else? Did I miss anybody? Ginger. Ginger Rose. Sandy. Stacy. What's up? Okay, y'all. Hey, Green Gables. I may or may not be able to stay on for the full hour. We have major, and I do say major, flooding going on. 50 Shades of Green, Suburban Hillbilly. What's up, Sherry Cherry? Hey, Sherry, how bad are you underwater yet over there? What's up, D? D in the house. You know what? May I get a cup of my new coffee, please? From the glorious red bag.
Advise, Chunky Monkey's en route with your tea, but I'll get it started over.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I should dig some swales uphill from my pond. You got a backhoe, brother? Because, I don't, and I'm in granite country.
Here you go.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
My pond is full. F-U-L-L. If there was a gauge, like in a gas tank, it would be past the F. That's good to hear, Sherry. It's starting to get kind of soggy here. Of course, my pond is at the bottom of everything. So, yeah, but I can't go 2 inches in some spots, Palmetto. It's bad. And, rocking and rolling, and it's still raining. So, any donations for water wings for our cows would be appreciated. So, I think I'm going to go around with the shop vac and just start just sucking up the water and then, I don't know, putting it in drums or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. But oh, now you remember, homie. Now you remember. So do I, but I'm afraid my whole dam will bust. I wish I could send it downhill. Here in a minute, I'll undo the camera and see if I can't open the door and swing out and give you a good view of everything. See, all my rain barrels are full. They're full. And it's just kind of disgusting. So, I mean, it's disgusting in a way, but not in another way. So, and we find out how deep it is, won't we? But we're in the shop. building the chicken tractor, the big chicken tractor this morning, so we could move the baby broilers out of the baby chicken tractor into the grown-up chicken tractor. It's time for them to move on. And yeah, I don't have much of a rain catchment system, Palmetto. Not like I want. When I get the one that I want, it'll be sweet. I think it was Homesteadonomics has got that big, huge one, like a big silo. And I missed you, Mama Cat. And that big honking silo, because and that's a lot of water. Just saying, that is a lot of water. You know. So we're not doing much of anything today. Schoolwork. When Mom comes home, we'll get the vlog out for today, and there'll probably be a lot of rain jokes in that one. Yeah, it is massive, isn't it? That's true. Palmetto, you should put a tin roof on there. Put a tin roof, tin roof, tin roof. What?
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, have you looked at the patch job yet? Is it still dripping?
No, I haven't looked at it.
All right, go look.
It's probably still dripping. No, because we haven't.
You never know. Morning, Brad. So, got up this morning and had my very first cup of Louisiana Joe. This is my second cup. And I was watching different alternative news places. Full Spectrum being one of them. I was catching up on some of the ones I missed from him. And there's a whole bunch of scuttlebutt about everything that's going on with North Korea, the Iran deal, and you don't really hear about Syria that much. So I was listening to all this, and I was thinking, and I want you to be honest. How many of you guys actually pay attention to it? Morning, I wear aprons. I mean, are you guys paying attention to it? And does it raise any flags for you? Does it make you double check things?
Yes. Just look.
Does it make you double check your preps? Does it make you go, okay, all of a sudden I need to make sure my garden is good? So, because I was just wondering. Yeah, I'm starting to pay more attention to it and giving it a little bit more credence. And the reason why, when anytime everybody says North Korea, North Korea, North Korea, you know, I started my career in the Corps in the early 90s. And I've kind of grown accustomed, for lack of a better term, to the sable rattling of North Korea. And it's just kind of like, oh, you know, kind of whatever, you know. But with that being said, one of, you know, of course, that was a lot coming from his daddy. And one of the reasons why we were not allowed to take out his daddy is because they were nervous about the son. And so it doesn't rise my blood pressure and my attention as much as it does everybody else, you know? And so I was just curious. That's all. Because, and I kind of hate to say it this way, but if you're on the West Coast, you need to move east. Because that's about as far as they'll be able to launch anything, is to hit maybe the outskirts of California. The news keeps pushing the Russian bombers near Alaska, but that has happened on a daily basis since the F-22 Raptor was invented. That is true. Russia always does flyovers on Alaska. Yep. So, I guess what I'm saying is pay attention. Pay attention, but don't let it consume your world. There are other things that are more relevant. Like Brad from Full Spectrum brought to our attention is, you know, our government is tightening up gun laws, and they're tightening up things when it comes to being able to buy certain fertilizers and this and that. So the terrorists and the mentally unstable are now switching to vehicles. That's right, they are using vehicles to just ram. Use them as a battering ram. Full Spectrum Survival is the one that brought that to my attention. And so if you guys are not subbed to him, you need to go on over there and sub to him. He puts out a world news report every morning. It's one of the things I start my day off with. Because you're not going to hear about how people are starting to use vehicles as weapons. You're not going to hear that on Fox News. You're not going to hear that on Sky News. You're not going to hear that on BBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS. You're not going to hear that kind of stuff on those because, I mean, that's the last thing they want. So, you know, and it's just one of those things. That's why I like to dip into different, and I really don't want to call them I don't want to call Brad alternative news, you know, but he I mean, I don't know what else you would call him except for a great source of information. You know, when we had cable TV here at one time, the University of Georgia used to broadcast. They had their own little news, and I guess it was basically, it was a class there at UGA that was teaching people to work in the news. But before their news broadcast would come on at like 6 or 6:30. Before them, you had news out of London, then Tokyo, then I want to say Berlin, then it might have been like Finland or Sweden, then them, and then you could switch over to the national news. Because it started like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And it was funny, because this was way back. You remember when we got busted for spying on the Germans? And our news was saying, oh, it's okay, we're working things out, and everything, and blah blah blah, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna patch things up. The news out of Berlin was saying the complete opposite. Like, they were ready to cut off trade, they were ready to just shut everything down, and almost to the point where war was on the table. And that was coming out of Berlin, London, Tokyo, all the things over there on the other side. My Canadian geese are back. Where'd they go? I can hear them. If they land in the pond, I'll try to get get it out there. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I like to do. I like to watch. Now, I trust Brad from Full Spectrum Survival. Of course, him and I have had long conversations. I know how he goes about gathering his stuff, and it's very intense. He works hard at getting the news to you guys. He's not just watching a few videos here and there and then putting his own spin on it. No, he's working. He's gathering and getting anything. So watch him. And one of the things, I'll tell you one of the secrets when it comes to Full Spectrum Survival. Watch him. As long as he still has his beard, no need to really stress out. You see the man clean shaven? Lockdown. That's all I'm going to say. You lock it down. Because if he goes clean shaven, I'm going clean shaven. Because I know why he went clean shaven, and that's exactly why I'm going to go clean shaven. So, anyway, not to get on a tangent of tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theory stuff, but so unfortunately, working in the garden for the last 3-4 days now has come to a surprising halt. We have it's not bad enough we weren't behind before the 8 ball, but now we're really behind. Why would he shave? Okay. Susan, when you have biomasks, okay, facial hair makes it very hard to seal. So whether somebody's popping tops on riot gas or mustard gas or anything, you want to be able to have a good seal. So or the whole gray man thing, like you just said. Shave right away and shave every day. You want to have a baby face, smooth as a baby's bottom. Which, knowing my luck, I'm gonna get to about here, okay, with my whole ZZ Top goal, and then something's gonna happen, and whew, I gotta shave it off, and then everybody's gonna back down, and then it's never gonna reach my area, and I have to start all over again. Okay, I still don't know why you aren't sharing that rain with me and Amanda. Jason, look, I'm trying to share it with you. Look, this is what you do. Rent one of them like milk 18-wheeler trucks, okay? Come here. Throw the hose in my backyard. Turn the vacuum cleaner on suck. Get as much water as you want and then take it to the house. So, no. Google told you had to switch to night gaming to watch this morning? I have no idea about that, brother. But let me ask y'all this. A lot of you guys has been gardening for a while. Have you ever had a year that you felt like you got everything in on time and everything just went peachy keen? Because I don't think I've ever had a garden that I got in and I was like, yes, got it in on time. Got everything in the way I want it. Ever. You know? And it's like, I'm working with a certain YouTube channel with trying to create a new strand of corn. And I got to get this corn in the ground. But yet, every time I go to bust up the ground, the sky opens up. So I'm super behind on that one. So, sod buster. Down to the beach, I'm strolling. Yeah. Yeah, I've had better years. Yeah, Sherry Cherry took a hard hit last year, y'all. She lost a lot of plants last year. And so, but I'm thankful for the rain, but I got to figure out ways to try to get some of this rain, this standing water up off the ground and get it into totes. My totes for my aquaponics system are probably overflowing. I haven't been out there this morning. I got more drums in the shop, and I think I'm just going to bring them out and just start pouring water in them. Maybe start running a hose from the pond to these drums with a couple of these small pumps that I have. Okay. Sodbuster Living says, send the rain to California. I wish I could. I know y'all are hurting out there. It's just a thought, but first, no winter, then warm too early, then cold, now rain. Gets harder every year. Yeah. Supposedly if you plant catnip with eggplant, the catnip will attract flea beetles. So I did and didn't plant them close enough. I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I can. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And we'll just bucket it into drums to keep it that way. And I mean, what else can I do? All my other drums are full. We've had 3 almost 4 solid days of rain. And it's not been drizzling rain. No, it's been hard rain. So, but I'm kind of thankful, and this is why I'm thankful. The couple of weeks prior, now we've had those couple of other storms, and the ground was not as hard and dry this time around. So the ground was able to soak up a good portion of this water. And so now our water table should be up, and everything should be really thriving. You know, I know my leafy greens are loving life right now. If I get a couple of days of sunshine, put the head back on the drum. Holes are not big enough. I got them little tiny things. I love it. You can read what I write with no commas or other crap. Make a bigger pond. Tell me about it. Oh. You know, my area behind the pond, I want to bust that, get that all disked up, and that's where I want to do the corn, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year. I don't know what I'm going to do. Now I know why. See, a part of me thinks I'm being punished because I made fun of J0 the whole time he was getting all this rain. And he was always calling me, fussing about all the mud and stuff, and I was just laughing at him. I probably shouldn't have laughed at him. But it was funny. Time to grow catfish and crayfish and gators. You know what? That's... I'm starting to think, you know, we go crawfish, crayfish, mudfish, mudbug. We do some of those... we have some of those traps. And we're usually out there having them in creeks and stuff like that. Did anything work on the fire ants? Yes, the boiling water. Now we were going to do a video next week on some other things. You know, Suburban, you're probably right. And that's why I want to try to take advantage and try to gather a lot of this rain. You know? Yesterday when it was raining so hard, we kind of took some time off and we just sat together as a family and watched a little of the boob tube. And Bill Nye, you guys remember Bill Nye, the science guy, right? Yes, I have fish in my pond. He was a great way, at least when I was a kid. I love this show, Teaching Science. He has now started another show on Netflix called Bill Nye Saves the World. And so we watched a couple of episodes. And some of the things that he was saying, I could get down with. But it saddened me that he has taken his fame from going from teaching kids about the basics of science, the scientific theory, and all of that stuff that he was doing, and how electricity works, and magnets work, and about the greenhouse effect, and basic biology of plants, and all the stuff that he used to teach on his kid shows, and turned it into a political, a spot where he can push his political point of view. It was very, very heartbreaking. Yeah, he has an engineering degree. Yeah. And so now he takes that show and just pushes his political agenda. And it was very, very heartbreaking. You know? So what about combining You know, the swales idea is coming more and more to the forefront of my mind. I just have to find the spots where it would be feasible for me to put them. And putting, like Bumblebee said, then putting some wood in the bottom of them, basically trees. I don't know if I could do that because I'm trying to take all of my trees, at least not at first, trying to take all my trees and turn them into lumber. And the reason being is I have a lot of little buildings I need to make. That is the reason for having 12 to 15 inches of wood chips in orchards and 5 to 8 inches in the garden/vineyard. That's what leaches out the water. That's what John Lord said. He said that is the reason for having 12 to 15 inches of wood chips in your orchard and 5 to 8 inches in the garden/vineyard. Sucks up excess water and leaches it out later. Exactly. The only thing I remember about Georgia was going under Florida. My daddy's talking about this. Yeah. So I'd have to do more research on swales and have to do more. I'd have to do some serious planning on where would be the best spots with the drainage of my property before I could go out there and just start digging. And then I'd have to kind of talk Mama Bear into it, you know, because right now I'd be telling her like, woman, this is what we're gonna do, but we all know that ain't gonna fly. Bumblebee Junction, the swales I have are deep mulch there with a shovel spade. So Bumblebee, you're saying some of these sweet gums wouldn't make decent lumber for like a deck or yeah, like a deck, like a porch or a patio or something? You don't think that would be a good idea to use some of these sweet gums? Because I have a lot of them on my property. Just like I got a good bunch of cedar. Pine straw, I use pine straw to mulch around my blueberry trees, blueberry bushes. The reason for it is pine straw is very acidic, and blueberries love the acidity. Everything else, not so much. Yes, I hate sweet gum trees. Lay the logs on top and bucket pond muck over them and gain a bigger pond. Bumblebee, we need to have a private Skype call, and you need to explain that to me. And then Because I wouldn't mind expanding my pond out a little bit more. And that would be, and if that's something that I could use these sweet gums for, because I got a shite ton of them. That would be great. Now, what if I just, now let me ask you this, Home Place Journal Bumblebee. If I take these sweet gums and I drop them, and then I don't cut them up until they're dry, would that work? Let them sit for like a year and just let them dry? That was the chair. I moved in the chair. I didn't fart. How come when Robin moves around and she starts playing with her chair and it's making that sound, y'all don't say nothing? I move just one little bit and y'all like, oh, he farting again. The grain still twists. Even if it's still a whole tree? If it's still a whole tree, how does the grain still... See, I'm still very new at this, so I don't understand that. They grow too fast, too loose grain. Well, that stinks. That now makes me have to rethink everything. The cells pull. So then what can I use this sweet gum for? I mean, it stinks as firewood. Softwoods are all bendy twisty with the wind. Same reason is because the wood is bendy twisty. Straight grain trees like bamboo bend and snap back, but no bendy twisty. Just as good as a sponge. Cut grade lumber can spoil in the summer heat. Chips and swales. Okay. Now, how would I use it to make my pond deeper? I heard somebody say that I can make my pond deeper. See, y'all just raised my hatred level for sweet gums. I appreciate that. I didn't think I could hate that tree anymore. That now makes me rethink whether or not it's even feasible for me to get a sawmill. But pine is a soft wood, so why do they use pine a lot? So you're telling me pine will twist if I cut it into lumber also? Building up the banks. Raise the sides of the ponds. Okay. Okay, I think I'm following you now. Okay, so I don't think I have a need for a sawmill now. Man, this stinks. Gum oils, antibiotic for medical use. Hold up. So, John Lord, you're saying that the sweet gum oils can be used as an antibiotic? That I never heard. Anything built with untreated pine outside will rot in a year. Processed for oils and burned eventually into biochar for carbon fertilizer. So you're saying basically make charcoal, and I can use, if I burn the sweet gums and turn them into charcoal and then biochar, I can use them for water filtration? The delay is killing me. They have two processes. Pine is classified as a softwood, but Janka hardness is far above cottonwoods, gums, etc. That is why gums out here snap and fall down. Use the logs inside. Many of the medical properties of the sweet gum are diverted from the original sap that excludes the outer bark, and the tree has been damaged. Burn the sweet gum to turn hardwood to charcoal. Okay. Biochar is great fertilizer. Sweet gums are said to be sugar tapping trees. Lots of water, less sugar, but can be concentrated. Sweet gum equals eucalyptus, same tree species. Like tea tree oil. Because I have like 7 or 8 sweet gum trees that are really close to the house that are getting dropped this summer. So I just got to figure out what to do with them. So, John Lord, is the sweet gums okay to turn into biochar? Or does that need to be a hardwood also? Charcoal is made burning the hardwood in the absence of oxygen, leaving the carbon. Hardwood is in a barrel with the fire outside the barrel. Yes. Everything has a use, just not necessarily the use you want for it. Amen, Home Place Journal. I'm starting to learn that. You know, I wouldn't mind raising this pond up a little bit. You know? Especially on this side here where I'm at. Because then I could get it to match that dam over there and then let it build up over here on this other side. Can use wood ash, pot ash. So, let me see if I can show you guys what I'm dealing with. Rocking and rolling. Down to the beach I'm strolling. I really gotta get that song out of my head. Okay, guys, let me see if I can excuse all of the nasty stuff right here. But if you can see right out there, that's my pond, okay? And this area right in here, I would like to raise up and get it to match that dam over there. And then I don't know if you can see, maybe through this window right here, you can see over there I got lots of room for it to raise up that way also. But this is the low part of the pond, because over there on the far end, over there where all those other little trees and stuff are, it's a hill, so it can gradually go up that way. And then that low place over there I'd like to fill in first, probably, because that's my little overflow that I have. But that place there and that place there. But if you look, I have all kinds of sweet gums right there, all around my house. So that's what I'm dealing with. So, and that's what I'm going to try and remedy. But so if I take some of those sweet gums and turn it back and lay them down over that lay them back over the that fallout spot over there, then I know, right? So, dude, you just need canals off of the pond and grow in between them. Egyptian aquaponics. You know, that's not a bad idea, too. You know? But see, this is the fullest that pond's ever been. And so, I don't, you know, in the next couple of months, I mean, in the next couple of months, I may be able to walk all the way out there to almost the middle. Sugar tapping. Huh. You can sugar tap a sweet gum? And you can turn that into syrup? Oh, what's going on with Susan? Sims, Jesus. Now, see, Bumblebee Junction, that's a good idea. Right. So, the root is effective against rheumatic pain. Don't it? That is a very true statement, Susan. That is a very true statement. So, y'all giving me a lot to think about. A lot to think about. I may have to run up to Tennessee and scoop up Doc and say, okay, let's see what you talking about, homie. So but makes me go, Are you close to Chattanooga? Chattanooga. We're about 3-4 hours away from Hope. So, however far Hope is away from Chattanooga, that's about how far we, So it may be the same distance. But, so. But I'm going to put some cattails in this pond also. And I also want to get some lily pads and put them in the pond. We have a tremendous bullfrog population here. And I also want to... my phones are down to family. We'd have to Skype. And I'd like to get my crawfish population up in this pond as well. Thin out my catfish population and get crappie, bass, and some brim in here also. So I need Sherry Cherry and James to come over and go fishing again and take some of these fish with them. Because Sherry can fish, y'all. I'm just going to put this out there right now. She can fish. She knows how to throw a cast net. She taught Blaze how to throw a cast net. Pretty intense. The kids left them off the chargers, so now they all got a charge. They all died. So that, and I'm okay with them taking over a good portion of my pond. They're a survival food source as well, so I'm okay with it. But I also want them to help keep my pond clean. You can have my bass. Okay, we can swap Green Gables. How far are you from me? I never remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna end up putting out a trot line. Do you have a paved boat ramp near you, Jason? A lantern on a boat ramp is a crawfish magnet. Just bring a net. That's good to know. So, yeah, I want to get some crappie, whatever you want to call them, in here because my girls like to fish and they're on a very aggressive fish. So, put a little spinnerbait on them and let them go to town. So, Huntsville, Alabama, so probably too far. Gopher Green is 3 hours from me. So, Green Gables, let's talk. We might be able to plan something out where we can transport these fish back and forth with a some big drums or something. And I can bring you a booty load of fingerling catfish. Then you just make yourself a PVC float, and I'm 2+ hours from Gopher Green, so you may be 3 or 4 hours from me. Let's look. Let's just look. Google Maps. Huntsville, Alabama. You're about 5 hours from me, give or take. And yeah. You know, we might be able to do some type of a relay. Yeah, there are battery operated air pumps for fish. Yeah, we can meet halfway. Dunfish Farm. So, because I definitely would like to get my pond stocked more even. Do I have a floating dock for my pond? Yeah, but I got to rebuild it. It's not in the absolute best conditions. Robin fell through it a year or so ago and got hurt real bad. That's how she messed up her knee real bad. Was out for like 8 weeks. So we definitely got to rebuild it. So, oh, I got it pulled up. B, thanks. So poop factories. Yeah, a lot of my Muscovies run around through the pond, but they don't go to the pond that often. So But, well, guys, we've been on here about an hour. We made it the hour. I didn't think I was going to. I thought we were going to have more issues, but it seems like the rain has come down to a drizzle. A nice steady drizzle now. So that is better than the hardcore downpour. And don't forget, tonight, Mom's Oils class. Be looking for the vlog in about 2 hours. And we'll see you soon. And no, I don't know what oil Mom's teaching. She don't tell me anything because she knows I'd slip it to you. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out with me during the water break. And we will see you guys later this evening. Don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Mama's Oils class. The best oils class on YouTube. Thanks, guys. See you then.